dunia seperti Microsoft dari Amerika, kita bilangin yang Google dari Amerika, Adobe System dari Amerika, tapi CEO-nya semuanya Bapak Ibu adalah orang India. Jadi itu adalah kebuktiannya yang sistem kualitas pendidikan di India Bapak Ibu. Dan juga kita ada world leaders around the world yang sebenarnya mereka adalah yang they are the alumni of Indian education, like from Burma, Afghanistan, Malawi, Nigeria, Fiji, Bhutan, Bangladesh, dan lain-lain Bapak Ibu. Dan juga Bapak Ibu, kita ada 9 Nobel laureate di India Bapak Ibu. Kita ada untuk di bidang chemistry, peace, physics, physiology, science, literature, dan lain-lain. Dan pasti Bapak Ibu yang kenal adalah Mother Teresa juga, dia juga dapat Nobel laureate. Dan Bapak Ibu, kita harus diusahakan, jadi kita harus ada Nobel laureate dari Indonesia juga. Karena maaf Bapak Ibu saat ini masih belum ada, tapi itu adalah sesuatu yang kita harus berkembang negara kita, jadi bagaimana Indonesia juga bisa dapat Nobel laureate. Dan juga Bapak Ibu, India is just not a land of Bollywood. India juga adalah land of inventions. Like for example, kalau kita pakai flash disk, yoga, dan juga shampoo yang kalau kita pakai untuk yang rambutnya. Dan kalau kita pakai wifi yang nomor 0 yang belum ada value, tapi sebenarnya kalau kita lihat komputer semua pakai 0 atau 1, itu adalah semua invention adalah dari negara India Bapak Ibu. Dan juga ini adalah banyak yang perusahaan-perusahaan dari seluruh dunia, like Google is from Amerika, Deutsche Bank adalah dari Jerman, Nokia adalah dari Finland. Tapi satu hal yang ada bersamaan dengan semuanya Bapak Ibu adalah yang CEO dari semua perusahaan ini adalah orang India Bapak Ibu. Dan juga sekarang Bapak Ibu, India juga ada punya banyak perusahaan-perusahaan yang asalnya dari India, tapi dia multinational companies. Dan mereka juga punya kantor, cabang, atau fabriknya di Indonesia. Seperti TVS yang ada yang jual moped di Indonesia, Tata yang jual mobil, Himalaya kalau kita pergi ke mall, untuk obatannya Bapak Ibu, di mall itu kan ada Himalaya dan lain-lain Bapak Ibu. Dan satu hal lagi Bapak Ibu adalah tentang yang English Bapak Ibu. Kalau kita lihat Bapak Ibu di Indonesia, ya kalau biasanya kalau orang di luar negeri mereka pikir that orang Indonesia nggak bisa ngomong bahasa Inggris. Itu persepsi ya Bapak Ibu. Tapi to be very honest saya nggak setuju Bapak Ibu. Kenapa? Karena Indonesia kan itu kan it was colonized under the British. Tapi India was colonized under the Indonesia was colonized by the Dutch. But India was colonized by the British. Jadi kita, Bapak Ibu, kita semua orang di India, walaupun kita omong bahasa Inggris, kita nggak fokus untuk grammar, Bapak Ibu, tapi kita fokus untuk komunikasi. Dan ini adalah kesempatan untuk siswa-siswi kita, jadi mereka bisa belajar bahasa English. Karena maaf Bapak Ibu di Indonesia, kenapa siswa-siswi kita mereka jarang ngomong bahasa Inggris adalah karena lingkungannya kurang Bapak Ibu. Karena maaf orang tua kurang omong bahasa Inggris, dan kalau kita pergi ke mall juga kita omong bahasa Indonesia, jadi mereka nggak ada ke lingkungan. Tapi itu adalah sesuatu kita harus berkembang Bapak Ibu. We have to make our students learn English. Reason because Bapak Ibu, English adalah yang bahasa kerja Bapak Ibu. Jadi dan sekarang kalau kita mau cari kerja, ya mau gak mau yang pertanyaan pertama dari yang perusahaan adalah how good is your English. Dan in India Bapak Ibu, the focus is not on grammar, the focus is on communication. Jadi itu adalah alasan kenapa yang orang Bajai, orang yang mungkin yang bis juga, yang mungkin dengan pendidikan yang sederhana, tapi masih bisa omong bahasa Inggris Bapak Ibu. Dan itu adalah kesempatan. Dan juga Bapak Ibu, India, kita bilangin India adalah negara yang masih maju. Tapi ada satu hal yang mungkin Bapak Ibu belum tahu adalah India sekarang lagi bantuin negara-negara yang udah maju seperti US, UK, Germany, France, dan lain-lain untuk kirim satelit mereka ke space station-nya. Karena Bapak Ibu, India punya teknologi yang sama seperti negara yang udah maju, tapi dengan biaya jauh lebih hemat, cuma dari 10% Bapak Ibu. Dan sekarang India punya unggulan untuk di bidang medicine, IT, computers, engineering, management, business, dan lain-lain. Dan selain pendidikan Bapak Ibu, kita juga ada banyak tempat-tempat untuk jalan-jalan Bapak Ibu. Dan mungkin Bapak Ibu yang lebih menarik untuk ini ya Bapak Ibu. Jadi mungkin kita mau diberikan informasi sedikit tentang ini juga. Now, India sebenarnya Bapak Ibu, we have a world in India itself. Like seperti kita ada Gulmarg, which is similar to Switzerland. We also have like Gurudonganman Lake, which is similar to Jokosmalar Lake. Then we also have Andaman and Nicobar Island, which is similar to Thailand, Lakshadweep, like Maldives. Then we have Run of Kutch, which is similar to the US in Uttar, Valley of Flowers yang ada di Uttarakhand, which is like Antelope Valley in California. Kita juga ada waterfalls Bapak Ibu. Jadi sama seperti Niagara Falls, we have Chitrakoot Falls. Kita ada gunung juga yang desert, yang namanya Thar Desert. Kita punya pantai, we also have gunung, hampir semuanya Bapak Ibu. Then this is something related to our tradition and belief. Ini kita ada beberapa pesta Bapak Ibu, adalah namanya Holi, yang itu kan ada Festival of Flowers. We also celebrate Diwali Bapak Ibu. Dan juga Bapak Ibu, we celebrate Idul Fitri Bapak Ibu. Dan saya nanti dibilangin kenapa we celebrate Idul Fitri. Dan kita ada tempat River Ganga itu adalah seperti Hajj untuk orang Hindu ya Bapak Ibu. And also we do celebrate Christmas. And that's why we are a secular country. Dan Bapak Ibu, ini adalah sesuatu yang menarik sekali. Ini kalau kita lihat anak-anak yang ini semuanya adalah orang India. Tapi kalau Bapak Ibu bisa lihat, ini pakaiannya beda, mukanya kelihatan yang beda Bapak Ibu. Tapi ini semua adalah anak-anak dari negara India. Dan paling penting Bapak Ibu, kalau kita lihat yang nomor 5 Bapak Ibu, yang nomor 4 dari depan, ini kalau kita kelihatannya agak Chinese ya Bapak Ibu, but he is from India. Karena di India kalau kita bilang utara timur, ada juga yang mirip sama seperti orang Cina Bapak Ibu. So we are very diverse. Jadi dan kalau Anda lihat pakaiannya juga jauh beda. Dan makanan juga Bapak Ibu kalau kita lihat utara selatan beda sekali, timur sama barat juga beda sekali. Dan itu adalah uniknya India Bapak Ibu. Dan itu Bapak Ibu tadi yang saya bilangin, that India is the world's second largest Muslim populated country in the world Bapak Ibu. Jadi di India penduduk yang orang Muslim adalah 180 juta, yang nomor 2 setelah Indonesia Bapak Ibu. And that's why kalau untuk mau adaptasi dengan culture tentang like contohnya kalau kita mau kalau kita mau ikut sama ibadah kita, like for example kalau kita mau ke tempat yang masjid, kalau kita mau makanan halal, itu jauh gampang sekali Bapak Ibu, karena itu adalah culture, udah termasuk culture India Bapak Ibu, karena 180 juta orang tinggal di India Bapak Ibu. Dan Bapak Ibu tadi yang kita udah disampaikan tentang informasi tentang halal yang itu, tapi Bapak Ibu yang satu hal mungkin Bapak Ibu belum tahu juga adalah tentang biaya siswa, biaya Bapak Ibu. Kalau kita bilang biaya hidup Bapak Ibu di India dengan tadi yang kita disampaikan dengan kualitas pendidikan, dengan buku-buku dan lain-lain, biaya hidup Bapak Ibu di India 2 juta per bulan Bapak Ibu, dan itu udah termasuk tempat tinggal di asrama, udah termasuk makanannya 3 kali ya Bapak Ibu, dan itu udah makanan pagi, siang sama malam. Dan maaf Bapak Ibu, itu bukan makanan yang nasi goreng tek-tek Bapak Ibu, itu makanan yang bagus, dan itu udah termasuk cuci baju dan gosok Bapak Ibu. Dan Bapak Ibu kalau saya lihat, saya udah pernah ke Medan Bapak Ibu, karena udah pernah ke Medan tapi belum pernah ke Provinsi Sumatera Utara totalnya. Tapi kalau saya bandingin sama Medan atau kalau saya bandingin Jakarta, bandingin India jauh lebih hemat Bapak Ibu. Karena Bapak Ibu kita juga harus pikirkan untuk orang tua yang ingin kirim anak mereka ke luar negeri, dan mereka persepsi adalah kalau kita pergi ke luar negeri itu mahal. Tapi sebenarnya itu bukan yang benar Bapak Ibu. Ada negara-negara yang bagus, termasuk India, ada negara lain juga, termasuk India juga, ada negara di mana biaya hidup jauh lebih, saya bilangin, yang lebih terjangkau kalau kita bandingin sama Indonesia Bapak Ibu. Dan juga kalau kita bilangin yang biaya kuliah Bapak Ibu hampir sama seperti universitas yang private yang ada di Indonesia. Yang kalau kita bilangin yang program non teknik adalah 15 sampai 25 juta dan program teknik adalah 25 sampai 50 juta. Ini adalah informasi tentang visa. Kita ada Consulate General ada Embassy of India ada di Jakarta, tapi ada Consulate General ada di Medan dan juga ada di Bali Bapak Ibu. Dan Bapak Ibu, ini adalah keuntungannya tentang benefits about education in India adalah India bukan jauh Bapak Ibu. India is very near. Sebenarnya dari Aceh cuma 150 km dari laut Bapak Ibu. Dan culture-nya hampir sama seperti Indonesia. Dan juga biayanya, like the study benefits adalah biaya hidup sama biaya kuliah jauh lebih hemat, buku-buku. Jadi kita belajarnya bukan dari PowerPoint, tapi kita belajar dari buku. Dan itu adalah yang ilmunya Bapak Ibu. Dan kalau kita bilang program non-teknik, ya itu kita hemat 1 tahun karena kita bisa selesai yang program non-teknik di dalam 3 tahun. Dan satu hal Bapak Ibu, untuk siswa-siswi kita pasti mereka lebih senang kalau mereka dengar, untuk S1 kita belum ada ini Bapak Ibu, belum ada skripsi. Jadi siswa-siswi kita mereka bisa tetap dibikin research-nya, mereka bikin research proposal, tapi yang secara sedangnya itu tidak ada. Karena sistem pendidikan India, karena sistemnya turunan dari Inggris, itu tidak ada yang skripsi, tapi tetap dibikin research dan harus diberikan ke dosennya jadi untuk evaluasi. Dan juga ada part-time jobs ada di Indonesia, ada di India setelah 1 tahun yang mereka itu, dan juga ada PPI India Bapak Ibu. Jadi kita ada Persatuan Pelajar Indonesia di India adalah asosiasi di mana ada banyak siswa-siswi sekarang dari Indonesia yang sekarang lagi belajar di India, ada asosiasi dari mereka Bapak Ibu. Dan juga setelah udah belajar, ya kita ada sekarang ada lebih dari 150 perusahaan yang sekarang mereka punya kantor fabrik atau kantornya di Indonesia. Jadi kalau mereka nanti mau cari kerja, itu juga bisa ada kemungkinan Bapak Ibu. Dan kita ada banyak testimonial, ada informasi tentang India Bapak Ibu, karena di social media Bapak Ibu kita kan dapat informasi cuma satu hal ya Bapak Ibu. Biasanya the negative media is the selling media. Jadi kita dapat cuma informasi yang negatif, tapi sebenarnya the real India atau itu adalah sesuatu yang Bapak Ibu juga harus tahu, karena ada banyak informasi yang kita harus di-share Bapak Ibu. Dan ini adalah kontak-kontak kita, jadi nanti kita kan ada banyak program-program yang beasiswa juga Bapak Ibu. Ada beasiswa juga nanti dari universitas swasta, universitas pemerintah, dan juga dari pemerintah. Jadi nanti kita juga diberikan informasi itu ke Bapak Ibu, jadi bisa dimanfaatkan dari itu. Itu aja lah Bapak Ibu, terima kasih banyak, syukria, thank you so much. Jadi ada kesempatan jadi bisa share informasi tentang India ke semuanya Bapak Ibu. Terima kasih. Thank you so much, Sarabjit sir, to just give a brief overview about India, sir.
Thank you. I guess our friends from Indonesia would have a good glimpse of what India is. And we welcome with open arms and a warm heart anyone who is interested to visit our country, which is multicultural and multi-diverse. Even at LPU, we have the privilege of having students from all the states, 29 plus states and union territories in India, plus 50 countries across the globe. So we are fortunate to have amongst us a diverse uh, uh, galaxy of people, students, and including some of our faculty also. So it would be great if you also could be part of this learning journey, like you have been part of this learning journey since day one. Your feedback has been quite encouraging, and we are happy to live up to expectations. And like I said, it is just 1/3 of the story. The next 1/3 we are going to begin shortly, and I would like to introduce the eminent resource person of the day. If you have to learn what commitment is, she is the lady to follow. If you have to learn and gauge what passion is required to be a good teacher, she is the one to be followed. If you want to actually be a good mentor and connect with the student across, she's the one that needs to be emulated. She is heading our Department of Counseling and Happiness in LPU. She is a deputy dean with the Division of Student Relations. And we really boast that this division is doing a wonderful job in making that much needed connect and proximity with the students, even though the students are no longer physically accessible. So, how she does this great job, what is the secret of her success, and why and how she feels that virtually we can also be a good mentor to the student. I'm sure you all are equally excited to learn the nuances of student mentoring and feedback in a virtual mode. So, ladies and gentlemen, please join hands to welcome the eminent resource person of the day, Miss Malwinder Gill. Welcome, ma'am. Hello.
Great. Thank you so much. This is the part of the virtual world. So I was trying to do some sign language to say that I can't. Please unmute me. Welcome, everybody. And thank you so much, Sir Sarabjit, sir, for giving me such a wonderful introduction. And I hope that I can meet the expectations of our wonderful audience today. So, welcome all the teachers from Indonesia who have taken the time to join us today. Namaste, salamat siang from a beautiful sunny day outside, though we are sitting inside. And I wish to say that this namaste and salamat siang is from our lovely professional university on behalf of the whole teachers and our education department. We welcome you all to the second session of uh, a short course on virtual teaching. The three aspects that I am going to talk today are mainly there is going to be a mentoring ideas that I'm going to give you, that why are we saying that teachers should not only be teachers, but they should also be mentors. Then I'm going to give you some examples of our own university where we are following this principle because we truly believe that every part of the way of a student's journey, the teacher must hold the hand of a student. Not only, I'm not saying that we should spoon feed them, but we need to be as a supporting factor. We need to be that guiding factor, that mentor. And I'm also going to talk about feedback. We do a job, but then once we have done a job, or once we have, conducted a workshop, or we have taken classes, do we really want that somebody should tell us how we have performed, what we can improve, how we can go that extra mile to do something better? Because without feedback, it is not possible. So I will talk on all these aspects. And also, one very important factor that I'm going to talk about, that His Excellency was telling us yesterday also, that not only are we citizens of India or Indonesia or of any other country for that matter, we are now global citizens. So to in global competitive world, what are those skills that we as teachers should be talking all the time? How are we as teachers going to be mentoring those students so that we can prepare them to be very successful in this very highly competitive world and be able to survive in this highly competitive world? So those are three or four factors that I will talk about. And of course, I will give you certain tips also, what angle you can talk and how you can go ahead and do your, you know, teaching. The teaching profession is very noble, but we need to make it even better now, because along with teacher, we also need to be a semi psychologist. So before I start my session, I'm going to invite the youngest member of my team, and she is Miss Anuradha, a very enthusiastic young girl who is going to help us do a yoga deep breathing exercise. So I'll put the music on, and please join us, Anuradha ma'am, and help our teachers in Indonesia to do a yoga deep breathing exercise.
I've already requested her to unmute. Anuradha, you can unmute.
Thank you so much. A very good afternoon to everyone. We are going to start a deep breathing exercise soon. I would like to request you all, please close your eyes and follow my instructions. Breathe through your nose for 4 seconds. Hold your breath. Now exhale through your nose and hold for 4 seconds. 3 more times. Breathing in for 4 seconds. Hold your breath for 4 seconds. Now exhale. Again. Again, breathing in. Hold your breath. Exhale for 4 seconds. Again, breathing in. Hold your breath. Now exhale for 4 seconds. Hold for 4 seconds. Feel the peace inside you. Just feel yourself and slowly open your eyes. Thank you.
Thank you, Anuradha ma'am. And thank you, audience, for having this very peaceful and calm session with us today. I need to ask you, why do you think we did this? Before we go on, why do you think? Can you just put yoga music makes me sleepy, all right? Please, this chat room is very busy, peaceful mind. Excellent. You know, we did not play a video, but we just played the music. And I will request Anuradha ma'am to be slightly louder in the next one when we have our meditation session. The reason why we had this is I want to suggest something to you that it's very important before we start any activity. We do not really consider in our mind that how important it is to calm our mind. It could be teaching, it could be making, a project or doing anything. We need to be in a state of mind. And the best thing that we have found under, our guidance of our psychologists, that any task we are going to start, so you can do something like this in your class. Maybe you can do an activity, maybe you can do a short yoga exercise, or maybe a short meditation exercise where the students learn to calm their mind. So that is one of the reason that we did this. And most of the it's the actually all over the world now it is being said that before we start any task we should do that. So let's come to the very first aspect of my interaction with you today. And please do let me know if I'm speaking too fast and you want to slow down my pace, though usually I will be careful. But please do let me know so that we can be at the same platform and you understand what I'm saying. We in Lovely Professional University, we believe that through mentorship, we as educators have a very unique opportunity. We are the ones we can help the doors to future academic and career possibilities. And so that what we need to do is we need to cultivate a student's sense of purpose. Every student, every person who comes to a school and later on comes to the university must realize that they are here in this world. So they must have a sense of purpose. And that is what we must try and imbibe in our students. So before I tell you what is the role of a mentor, can you put your thoughts in a chat box and mention just 4 points? What do you think is the role of a mentor? Simply in the chat box, you can chat to refresh our mind, to make us more comfortable. Okay, that was about yoga, but very good. Facilitating, to be trusted, to handle the students, yes, to guide the students. Excellent, excellent. To discipline the students, they're very good. What a wonderful audience we have today. So thank you so much. And all the answers are absolutely right. So this screen tells me that you have almost answered everything. Every teacher needs to be a mentor also. This is what we need today. In today's world, we need that there has to be a mentor who's going to advise the student so that he does the correct thing. We need to celebrate students' successes also. There has to be someone. Very often it happens, they are young, they can be misdirected. We need to show them the correct direction. And also, we need to be a coach. You must have heard that people have coaches, just like the sports people have a special coach to tell them how to play the game correctly. Similarly, we are like a coach to all our students, and they will follow our direction, and surely this team is going to win. Also, as a supporting factor, sometimes they are unable to get that support from their peers, also unable to get that kind of support from even their parents sometimes, or people who are very close and near and dear to them. So they need that support, and the best supporting person that they can find is always their teachers, who are their mentors, so that they can achieve their goal. And also you will give them materials so that they can train their own mind, they can train their own, mental state. And of course, as a motivator, motivation, inspiration is very, very important. Very often, especially during the pandemic, we saw and we also felt ourselves that at times we would get demotivated. At times we said, how long is this going to go on? When is it going to finish? So, continuous motivation, whatever we might feel, we need to continually motivate our students. How do we do that? Is we need to make ourselves also holistically developed, and we need to make our students also holistically developed. Only a teacher and a mentor understands the interests of the students, the strengths of the students, so that they can upgrade their strengths and also work on their not so good points, that is, their weaknesses. We need to build emotional intelligence. After this session, please, I would want you to go back and maybe find some time to definitely Google this word called emotional intelligence. It is one of the buzzwords, or one of the words that the whole of the corporate sector and everybody is using now, is that we need to have emotional intelligence. We need to understand somebody else. We need to be in somebody else's shoes also and understand how they are feeling. And then we need to control our own emotions. And I can tell you that sometimes our prime minister was actually known that he had very good emotional intelligence, because he can gel with the general public as a whole. We need to make our students mentally strong. I cannot I undermine this particular word or underestimate the importance of mental strength. It is this that has made the world, people who you think have survived this pandemic, people who think have, been able to continue their life very well during this very hard time of the pandemic, are the people who are mentally strong. So I feel that it is a responsibility of the education sector, of everybody like us who are working as teachers, as mentors, to keep helping our students to be not only academically sound and academically strong, but also mentally strong. We have to keep encouraging our students also to engage in those 21st century skills. In my introduction also, I said that there are some skills that we must, it is seriously a must that we must imbibe or try and imbibe those skills in all our students, so that as and when they keep on progressing in life, they come to the college, they come to universities, and they later on go and work for themselves, whether as entrepreneurs or whether for another company or even for the government or even for the society as a whatever they are doing, they need to have certain type of skills. So I hope that you've heard of these 21st century skills, because we need to help our students to develop those skills. We need to guide and to counsel them. We need to be like personal advisors. It is very well said, what you say, I can't hear, but what you do is loud and clear. What does it mean? What you say means people keep on giving all sorts of guidance to people, but they're not doing exactly what they want people to do. So, preach what we practice. So, we must practice those values, those characteristics, even ourselves, so that we become a true mentor and a true guide. Always begin, whenever you are beginning your session, whenever you're beginning to talk to someone, whenever a student comes to you, please start with a positive note. Always with a positive note, because we can always look at negative things and you're not doing so well, but you can do this. Always start with a positive note, with a positive experience, and always inspire and motivate your students, because everybody has got some wonderful characteristics in themselves. We need to find those characteristics, and we need to be that sounding board, that inspiration board all the time. So, also, I would like to say at this point that very often we think that we are the only people that are teaching the students. But let me tell you, we are learning from our students also every, just like there is a sound. Can somebody hear the sound also?
Yeah, probably.
Sir, can you?
Can we all mute ourselves?
I think there is a sound at the back.
Okay, Bapak Ibu bisa kita mute sendiri ya Bapak Ibu. Jadi itu kan mungkin kita gangguin Bapak Ibu. So we request all of you to please mute yourself. Ya, terima kasih. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you. What I was saying in the end was that we always feel that we are the ones that are teaching the students. But just like the story that Sarabjit Kwatra sir shared yesterday, we are learning from our students all the time. Students these days are very bright. So let's be a learner all our lives. Here, before I tell you, there is a poll question in front of you. Pick the wrong option. There is one wrong option, that in those 4 C's, this is a very famous 4 C's which we are talking about, the 4 C's of the 21st century. Which is the wrong option? Is it communication, cramming data, collaboration, critical thinking, or creativity?
So we've already flashed the poll. So just about 6% of us have voted so far. So you got another 30 seconds to give your poll.
Okay.
Please
We've got.
Yeah.
Excellent. Everybody selecting B. Great.
But we can see the poll also rushing. I'll just flash the results also.
Yes,
but
yes,
as of
it
now,
is.
About 35% of us have already given their viewpoint. So waiting for the others to do. Just 15 seconds more left.
Bapak Ibu, please don't use the chat box. Please answer the poll directly, please. Terima kasih. Thank you.
So we are ending the poll. So we've already ended. Let me share the results with you. So these are results which are there right in front of you. 77% of the people feel that cramming data is the wrong option here.
Absolutely right. Yes, cramming data was very fashionable a few years ago, or I would say maybe a long time ago. But by cramming data, nothing happens now. Nobody is interested in data because we don't need to cram the data. The data is all there with this high technology and cloud computing. You can store, I don't know how many gigabytes or whatever you call it, that much data. So we don't need to cram it anymore. So those 21st century skills I'm talking about, Shrishti, can you move the screen, please? These are the 4 very important skills. I really, once we share this presentation with you, I would request you all that whenever you are teaching, whenever you are interacting with the students, keep those four critical C's in mind. And the first one is communication skill. Ravi sir was also talking about that understand language is very important. Just by speaking a particular language, because I know Hindi, I know English, I know Indonesian, I know maybe Bangladeshi or Punjabi or whatever. Just by communicating, we are talking of effective communication here. Please ensure that your students are able to express their thoughts. They are able to express their thoughts quite clearly to people. They're able to answer the questions. They are able to share their ideas and solutions. They are able to work with collaboration also, working together to reach a goal. Collaboration is very important. This what we are doing today is because of collaboration. We don't only need to collaborate between, maybe one organization and another organization. We need to collaborate between countries also. We need to work together. Do you know what has happened during the pandemic? The only way this vaccine has been produced, or whichever country is doing it, the whole world is working together. So this is all about collaboration, and with collaboration we can do whatever we want as human beings. We need to put our talent together, our expertise, so that we can work smartly. And critical thinking. Very important. Those two last things are critically important. Critical thinking, that ability to think out of the box, that ability that you're looking at new ways of doing things across all the subjects and disciplines. There is a author which I will share with you, or I can even send you later on, by Edward de Bono. He has written lovely books on lateral thinking, critical thinking. So do try and imbibe that kind of things in your students. And creativity. We have to think of new approaches to get things done. Innovation and invention. Don't let your students be scared of trying something. Always motivate, inspire them to try. What maximum can happen? Maximum that can happen is they may not succeed at first go. But at least if we keep on trying, something will come out. Some great inventions have always come out of this. We need to take care of our own mental health also. Mental health of our students, our own mental health, so that we can face and we can help our students face challenges in life. We need to de-stress ourselves, be less anxious, be less, uh, have less anxiety. Why? Because only if we are mentally strong and we have less anxiety, less stress, can we focus. And whenever we focus on anything, the productivity always increases. We can always achieve our goals, and I'm sure you and your students will be able to achieve their goals once they try and reduce their anxiety and stress. And they can, of course, make their dreams come true. So mental health and promoting mental health is very, very important. Here again, just to emphasize on that point, there is an exercise called guided meditation to enhance mindfulness. And I will again invite Anuradha ma'am. And ma'am, please speak a little louder. Last time there was a comment. So please help them do this guided meditation to enhance mindfulness.
I've already requested Radha to please unmute yourself.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. Now we are going to do a mindfulness exercise.
Slightly louder.
Okay, ma'am. I would like you to pause,
Good.
take a deep breath, and place your feet flat on the floor. Really feel your feet in contact with the ground. Now, place your hands on your stomach. and take 2-3 deep breaths, noticing your stomach rising and falling with each in and out breath. And when you feel comfortable, please close your eyes. Now, as you keep breathing deeply into your stomach, I would like you to breathe in for a count of 5 and then hold your breath and breathe out slowly again for a count of 5. Keep breathing in on count of 5. Hold your breath and breathe out for a count of 5. Great. Now I would like you to slowly bring your attention back to the room, noticing the sounds around you and begin to open your eyes. Just feel yourself. You're feeling so relaxed. You are with yourself. You are at peace. Thank you.
Thank you, Anuradha ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Malvinder ma'am, there was one question that is this good for pregnant ladies? So if you could just answer.
Is this yes? Yes, definitely. You see, let me explain to you. There is a poll question here. You answer it, and then we will definitely discuss about this mindful meditation in a minute. There is a poll question. There are 2 correct options. Practicing mindful meditation helps us to improve concentration, enhance our physical strength, reduce stress, or create anxiety. Which one are the 2 correct options? Because there are 2 correct options and 2 not so correct options. All right. They have to answer it on the poll.
On the chat box, yes.
In the chat box. All right. Great. A and C. Very good. Very good. So lovely. Everybody has answered correctly, and you're absolutely right. This again is something like what I started my session with. Practiced abroad also, and we must practice it very often. It has been seen that anxiety and stress is reduced greatly by practicing mindful meditation. There are so many, if we are talking of virtual way of helping ourselves, there are beautiful videos. And I'm sorry we did not play the video because we wanted you to just hear the voice and find it. These are called guided meditations. So you don't have to look, you can just close your eyes and you will feel much more calmer. So anytime you feel any kind of anxiety, any kind of stress, do a short mindfulness exercise. And mindfulness means that you are present in the place at the time. It can be practiced at home, it can be practiced in the garden, it can be practiced while walking, it can be practiced. Again, Google this and you will find lots of videos and guided meditation. It is helpful to everyone, be it young or be it old. Now I'm coming to a point that how do mentors help build a mental and emotional strength in their students? Some of these points that I have put on my screen is, in order to build mental strength and emotional strength, you need to create a positive attitude in the students. Lots of times we all have a habit of looking what we don't have. We should all look at the glass which is half full and not say that the glass is empty. Please keep on encouraging your students to have a positive attitude, and also self motivation. We cannot afford to have people who are always looking for spoon feeding, always looking that somebody will push me and only then I will move. We need to create people, imbibe that kind of attitude in people, that they are self motivated. Also, adaptability and flexibility. It is now that we have all realized that if we were not adaptable, then we would not have survived the pandemic. So, adaptability and flexibility is one quality and one characteristic that we need to definitely ensure all the people that we are mentoring, all the students that we are teaching, we are, through examples, through stories, through your own life experience. It's always nice to say, like Sarabjit Quatra was saying yesterday, there is nothing better than telling stories, encouraging stories to students so that they adapt. That how did people, what did they do, how did we become, what we are today, is because we kept on adapting ourselves. And maybe what we can give coronavirus also, it's also adapting itself. It's refusing to die. So something like that we can imbibe in ourselves also. Perseverance and resilience. Perseverance is not to give up. Keep continuing, keep trying. And that is the kind of attitude we need to imbibe in our students. And resilience, the ability to fall and get up and fall and get up. Not everybody is successful the first time. So we must teach them to be resilient. Again, we have lots of, if I can share it at some point in time, which I will do, but these are all the points when we are counseling our students, when we are talking to our students in lovely professional university, we always make it a point that this is at the back of our mind. And we are always encouraging our students to work on those lines. Next slide, ma'am. I now want to, like I was saying, want to give you a quick glance of how we function in our university, and how do we help the students so that they are not running from pillar to post. We have our very wonderful system called University Management System. The screen clearly shows that everything and anything that you want to find out about the university, or you want to contact anybody in the university, or want to know all about examination, all about human resources, there is an industry interface, and there is a department called Division of Student Relationship. From there, they will be able to get all the information about student counseling. They will also be able to see who is their mentor, who is their head of the department, who is their head of school. This is how technology is being used. This is how the virtual platform is being used in our university. Every student is allocated a mentor. The mentor is going to deal with academic, non-academic issues. The mentor serves as a thought partner. The mentor also encourages the students, always creates a desire to learn. They are like make them agents of their own change, and they support their successes by acting as advocates, as guide for students. So every single fresher that comes to our university is allocated a mentor. We truly believe that mentoring the student is very important aspect of teaching, so that there is a sense of continuity, and it's the same mentor that stays with the student throughout. So they try to understand what is this person all about. It's like almost living with the person. There is always a one-to-one interaction at least once a month. Initially what was happening is the students were coming to cabins and they were sitting down with the mentor face to face. But just because there is the pandemic, that does not mean that life in LPU has not stopped. They are having virtual interactions, and we have seen that the students are very comfortable. So this virtual platform, virtual mentoring is equally successful. In fact, because I am the head of the Department of Counseling and Happiness Cell, I have felt that those shy students who would feel shy to tell you face to face are very confident talking to you on the phone, chatting with you on the chat box, or even a WhatsApp message, or even a Skype where they are seeing your face. And once they see that you are also sitting very comfortably in your house and you are able to talk to them at a longer length of time at their own convenience, they have been very well adapting to this situation. So mentors not only connect with the students. Can you give me a quick yes or a no? Do you think it is a good idea to mentor the parents also, to talk to the parents also? Just give me a yes and a no in a chat box. What is your idea? Should we only talk to students, only worry about students, or should we be concerned about parents also? Everybody is saying yes. Would somebody like to unmute themselves and tell me why is it so important to talk to parents? Why is it? Would somebody like to unmute themselves?
I mean, we'll have to let them raise
We'll
their
have
hands.
to.
So yeah.
If you can raise your hand, somebody who would like to take this opportunity to tell me why is it important. Everybody is saying yes. Has somebody raised their hand?
The hands are automatically raised.
No?
Let me see. Ibu Masri, can you please unmute yourself? Ibu Masri, we've requested you to unmute. If you can unmute yourself. Or anyone else?
Okay.
Okay. Ibu Yesi. If you can unmute yourself.
They are writing wonderful answers.
Yeah. So you can just go through that.
Let's go through that only. Okay. Yes, it is important to tell the condition of the students, and people are agreeing because the parents have a big chance to stimulate their children, especially at this time. Yes. Great. Yes, you are absolutely right that along with the students, we must keep in touch with the parents. It's very important because parents are at home, so half the time the students are with us, the other half they are with their parents. And every in their long journey, during their education journey and even later on, their parents should be informed all the time. So this is also, here again I would like to give the example of my own university, is that in LPU we have given them all the tools, and these tools are all virtual. They are all, because everybody is quite digitally savvy, I would say, or digitally, they know how to use their smartphones. So we have created an application called LPU Touch, where the parents can track the performance of their wards. They can track their performance. They come to know when the exam is. They come to know how much attendance the students have, taken, whether it is online, whether it is offline, and they also know when they are going to have their exams. Everything about the students is informed to the parents, and they just need to put the registration number of the students. They have their own platform where they can connect with they can also connect with the mentors. And also we have created a special email for them, and parents can write to us, and there is a whole team in division of student relationship. We have created a whole team that is going to only see and the emails that come to us from the parents. So here there is another poll question in front of you, that along with academics, teachers must focus on building the following life skills. Initially, we were talking of those 4 C's, which also has a little bit of life skills, but life skill is something slightly different than those 4 C's. Those are more like if you are going to be an inventor, or you're going to, be a creator, or if you're going to talk to someone. But what are those other life skills that we as teachers need to imbibe or cultivate in our students? There is a question, pick the wrong option. The life skill that we need to teach our students is relationship management, problem solving ability, a very relaxed and casual attitude, or is it adaptability and resilience? Which is the wrong option?
I think the chat box says C is the wrong option.
All right, great. C is the wrong option. This is very, very important. I will cover very quickly each one of those points. Relationship management. You must have noticed also that, Shrishti, can we go back to the previous screen for a minute? Thank you. Relationship management. We have noticed that somehow or the other, people were not paying so much attention to relationships. Even parents and children, teachers and students, we were teaching, we were going there, but that relationship was a disconnected kind. I'm not saying all teachers, but I'm just saying sometimes it was a disconnected kind of relationship. We've also felt that students were quite happy going to school, but they could not stay all the time in the house. So there was a lot of tension in some of the houses. And so this is a skill, this is a kind of life skill that we need to teach our students while we are teaching them all the academics. The problem solving ability, this is another thing. When people cannot get what they want, cannot resolve all the problems, we need to create that kind of ability in our students where they are able to, they are people with problem solving ability, not problem creators. So somewhere along the line, this is very, very important. And relaxed and casual attitude is definitely not the one that we want in any of our, on the society as a whole. Whatever we do, I'm not saying we have to be very serious in life and we have to look at things very, we must be relaxed as a person. So that is why do yoga, do mindfulness exercise, do some meditation. Everything increases in order to calm your mind. But attitude towards a task or anything we do in life cannot be a casual attitude. In India, there is a word saying chalta hai, but I don't know if you use anything different in Indonesia. But that kind of attitude must always be avoided. And we should tell the students that not to have a very relaxed and a casual attitude. Adaptability and resilience I've covered before also. This is also a life skill and a very, very important life skill, which while as teachers, we need to imbibe. Importance of psychological and emotional well-being along with teaching is what all our teachers need to do. These are some topics that I have put on the screen for you. It's called transactional analysis. Do Google it, and if we do have any kind of PPT on it, I would love to share that with you. Also, cognitive behavior therapy, how to transform your thoughts and how to transform your behavior. It is not difficult, it is everything. If we are talking of virtual teaching, virtually, I'm so glad that today we have the facility and the ability to find about information from Google or maybe from Wikipedia, all those reliable sources that we have. We can Google anything, we can find anything, and we can transform and we can use it. So do try during your teaching experience, do try and Google some of these things and share them with your students. How they can become emotionally intelligent, which is the key to a successful life. Google how you can manage your relationship, because a healthy relationship and a healthy life is very, very important. And then stress management. how to manage your stress, how to lead a happier and healthier life. We also have done, and if we get students from Indonesia, we'll be very happy. We will do that again. Expressive art and dance therapy. I again would request all of you to think on those lines, and I'm sure that even in Indonesia, you must be, because art and dance is also very therapeutic. It's very nice to do hobbies. Try and cultivate hobbies in your students. Let them have some relaxation so that they are thinking differently. And gender sensitization. All the things that we hear in this world which are not so good is gender sensitization. Here I would like to again say that lots of people thought that only the only way to run workshops, the only way to talk to people is when you can talk to them face to face. Otherwise, it's no fun and it cannot be done. But I'll tell you, it is fun and it can be done. I'm showing you pictures that when before the pandemic, our very vibrant university and our very vibrant students, we were holding a hall full of workshops. You can see one of my psychologists at this moment in time. She is giving a transactional analysis workshop, and here you can see Anuradha ma'am. She's counseling three students. This is what we call group counseling session. So this was face to face. But that does not mean that we have stopped having workshops. We are having excellent workshops on time management, on many other areas that I will show you during the lockdown. We've had webinars. You can see me in one of them. You can see Anuradha ma'am. You can see Anusha ma'am. All of them, we get a whole load of students. Sometimes maybe 200 students, 200 plus, who join our sessions on a regular basis, and we talk on all aspects of life. So it has been equally successful even during the pandemic world. And why? Because we are able to do it virtually. Here you can see pictures of wardens and faculty being counseled. We give them first aid counseling, that in case something happens, and this is the kind of thing. In my next screen, I'm going to share a platform which, in collaboration with a partner that we have in India, they are a company called Your Dost, your friend. Dost is, the Hindi word for friend. They have created a platform where you can take a short training session. It's free of cost, and it's psychological first aid. That means if you come across a student who you feel is not behaving exactly the same like he was doing before, he's feeling a little low, he's showing maybe signs of stress, you will be able to administer first aid, psychological first aid. It's not pumping his heart, but psychological first aid. There is a a link, that is training course can be accessed through that link. It'll only take you it'll only take you 30 minutes. Please do it at your own convenience, and you will find that it's very useful. It's very user friendly. They've done it very well, and even we listen to it from time to time. You can share it with the parents also. Parents can also see that, because if we don't address psychological problems initially, they can lead to a lot of stress, and stress can later on lead to depression. So you will find it very useful. It is very easy to understand, and I would request you all to take your time over the weekend and do this 30 minutes of training course, and it's free of charge, so you don't have to pay anything to them. So please do that. It's very important. And just now we are about to tell you that we have been sending, these are some of the areas where you can again find the information from Google, or we can share some of these our own product that we have produced, a content, how to practice mindfulness, how the millennials are coping with COVID-19, 6 habits that amplify stress. Why do our students keep feeling groggy and tired all the time? And how can they overcome it? Also, there is a little test on tech addiction. Lots of students you will find are totally addicted to social media. And with that, what is happening is they're spending so much time, but they don't realize. They make statements like, well, ma'am, I was only on social media for maybe, just about 5 hours in a day, just about 5 hours in a day. Now, you can imagine that a student who spends so long on social media is definitely maybe gaming late at night. So, do a tech addiction test with them. Again, all those tests that I'm talking about, they're all free on the internet. Do use this technology, this benefit that we have got today, that we can Google it and you can ask the students to do the test. We can do it ourselves also, because sometimes we feel maybe we ourselves could be tech addicted. And what our students can do to sleep better. We may, you see, all these things that I'm talking about are not only required for students, we can do it on ourselves also, and how they can manage their time better. This is another aspect, just like relationship management, time management is very important. In our university, in Lovely Professional University, we have a separate department which I am heading, and it's called Counseling and Happiness Cell. We have created a special email for the students, which is uploaded on our university management system, and the students have access. They can write to us, and we can have a one-to-one counseling session with them. Also, we have a free online counseling service, which the university has paid for, but all the students can access this free of charge, and it's available 24 hours, 7 days a week for 365 days a year. The link is given there. It's an online chatting session. It is free for all lovely professional university students and staff, also for the staff, also for the faculty, and also for the students, because we really care not only about academics, but we really care about the mental health of all our students who come to our university. Along with that, we always feel that it's not only the students that need help, even the mentors and the faculty need to be supported from time to time. We have created special emails only for mentorships. So mentor@lpu.co.in. As mentors, as teachers, they will write to us. Again, there is an established, dedicated team of staff by student, from student relationship, and their only job is to answer all the questions that the mentors ask, because the mentors may need help to find out something, if the query is regarding an examination, or if the query is regarding any other issue, or sometimes the query is regarding maybe an emotional health of the students. Quickly they will get hold of us. So what I'm trying to say is, all along the organizations, even your organization in Indonesia, I am sure, is making all these headways in making um, things available to to the students and to the staff. So we pay a lot of attention that our mentors are given full back-end support. So at no point in time they feel that they don't know anything and they can't address the students' problem. Everything and anything, academic, administrative queries, the mentees' queries are always answered, and mentoring resources are always easily available to all the mentors. So once their job becomes easy, it is easy for them to stay motivated all the time. This again is a benefit of the virtual world. Initially, what was happening was, any counseling that takes place between students are all recorded. Any mentoring that takes place is all recorded. So all the records are maintained, so that if we need to find out that has the student made a request, what has he asked the mentors, all is recorded. Initially, what was happening was, this in Lovely Professional University, we have been online for a very, very long time, because we always believed that we must save paper as much as possible. I think that we are one university which is totally paper free, almost paper free, because our technology aspect is so good. So there is no longer a bulky manual paperwork that is maintained. Data can be fetched. As you all know, Data, there is so much now, so many platforms where you can store data. So you don't need to cram the data in your mind, neither do you need to write every and and piles of bulky paperwork, and then again rooms taken up and it's difficult to find. Data can be fetched at the click of a button. So we are maintaining all our records over there. Now I'm coming to that last point which I was talking about, that we all are doing a lot of things. Mentors are doing their mentoring, teachers are doing the teaching, counselors are doing their counseling. But do we really know whether we are doing a good job or we need to improve on certain aspects? So asking for feedback, what is your opinion? Asking for feedback is important for what reason? There are 4 options. Pick the wrong option. Asking for feedback is important to access and improve performance, or to find reasons for criticism, to motivate because we tell the participants that your opinion really matters. Please tell us. How simply looking for self praise because we think, well, if I tell my faculty, if I tell my team to tell me about the feedback, I know they're going to say very, very nice things about me. So I'm all, egoistic and I'm all looking for self praise. Is that the reason we are asking for feedback? What is your opinion? Which one is which are the wrong
Wrong option.
options?
Yes, we've already floated the poll, ma'am. It's
I've
started.
already floated. Which are the 2 wrong options? Is it A, B, C, or D? Which is the wrong option?
So another 20
Why?
seconds to go. And I think about 50% of the people have already voted, and majority of them feel that criticism is the wrong option. Uh,
Okay.
so just another 10 more seconds before we end the poll. So we've ended the poll, and let me share the results with you. So, right, there are the results flashed on the screen. So these were the results. 134 people have said that criticism is the wrong option, but there are a few other few points also.
What I like about the audience is they are so interactive and they are listening to every word so carefully and they're giving answers to it. So thank you so much for being a wonderful and participative audience. Oh my God, there are so many lovely comments on the chat box is full. I'm just going on scrolling down. It never seems to end. So what's the result, Quatra sir?
So again, criticism, they said it's a wrong option to find reasons for criticism. And of course, some of them say that to look for self-praise again.
There is enough. Is a wrong option. Yes. Right. Great. Shall we continue?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Great. So, but we all do a certain job. We are giving workshops or taking workshops. Maybe we are giving a presentation over here to you today. And yesterday also we gave 2 presentations. We are normally, any time we are working for an organization, we are doing something or the other. Some people, what happens is they will never ask for a feedback because they feel that if I ask for either I am not going to get a to praise me, or sometimes if I get a feedback, they're always going to say nasty things about me because they don't like me. So better not to ask for a feedback. I must be doing a good job. So we just take it for granted that I must be doing a good job. Or I can't be interested whether I'm doing a good job or a bad job as long as I've done my job. So there is so many think, thinking patterns that people have. But let me tell you one thing. Please, whenever you have done anything, please do spend some time and create a feedback form that can be created from Google links. We will just show you in a minute. But please invest your time, because without feedback, without knowing what the participant has felt, we will never be able to improve ourselves. So we must always ask for a feedback from your students. You can ask from the parents, you can ask from the organizations. You can also sometimes, if you are having a combined session with your peers, maybe three of us, maybe Quatra sir, me and Sunana ma'am, in case we were having a session together, we would ask each other, please ma'am, give us candid feedback, a true feedback. How did my voice sound? How did my, so it's called effective listening. Please ensure that we do take a feedback, because feedback motivates the other person. It also keeps them motivated. Oh, there is someone listening to my opinion, not somebody just telling me, do this, do this, do this. But if I'm saying something that this was clear to me, this was not clear to me, you know, we need to have a feedback, because we tell them that their opinion matters. And feedback can always improve your performance. Please do not mistake it for criticism. It is not criticism. When you are telling someone that this is what I liked about it and this is what I did not so like about it, and thank you so much. Our last audience gave a wonderful feedback to us, and we improved our presentation and we thought on each and every point, and we will definitely try and improve on the areas in which the last session that we had a month ago, we got feedback also. We request that please give us an honest feedback, whichever areas you felt we did well, please tell us. And the areas that you feel that we should improve, we will definitely work on those areas, because only with feedback we know how we are performing. So feedback is a tool for continued learning. So I request you all that please do ask for feedback, whichever task you're doing, from your audience, the people who have received your workshop or have listened to your lectures or your classes. Next slide. Feedback is, this is again just is listening actively. What do you do with feedback? You just listen, and does it just finish? You must analyze the feedback. Have a look at the feedback and then analyze the feedback. Then think of best possible solutions so that you can perform better. It also brings people together, because everybody's suggestion matters, everybody's opinion matters. And when I know my opinion matters, then I will be very interactive in the session, because my opinion really matters to them. It always brings people together. It doesn't disengage people. And it always creates a healthy communication flow. So whenever you are doing an activity, do ask the students, what did we do so well and how we can improve. So analysis of the feedback. What we do in Lovely Professional University, we have a pattern. We have a set rule, I would say, in the university, that all the students, all the parents, all the mentors, all the faculty are asked to give regular feedback. The feedback forms are floated, and we take those regular feedback from all stakeholders. We sit down, we analyze that feedback, we share the best practices from, sometimes some mentors have got very good practices, we share them with the others. The ideas are also shared, And then we work on those, that how we can improve our mentorship model, how we can improve our teaching model, how we can improve our counseling sessions, because lots of children can tell us, I felt good after being counseled, but I did not feel so great after being counseled. So we need to know what are those areas that we are going to be working on. And then in the end, we always ask them that please give us some suggestions also. Give us some suggestions. What do you think we should have done better? Because even if it is a student or a mentor, they have some wonderful ideas. And we are very happy to take ideas from all stakeholders. Required changes are always implemented in LPU. These are some forms that I was talking about, that all these feedback forms can always be created on Google Sheet, Google Forms, Google Drive. I'm not trying to promote Google, but in technology, Google seems to be in the forefront, and all those apps are there and they're free. So once you will go, and then you can also see some YouTube videos. How am I going to fill this Google Sheet? How am I going to make the Google form? And whenever you are making a feedback form, I would suggest that whatever you want to ask them, you can create that kind of, say, if you maybe you wanted to know their registration number, their name, how long they've attended your classes, which is the session they wanted to attend, which is the area, was your session good, was the communication good, did they understand what you were saying, any question that you want to ask them, you can create a form as per your need. And you should always get a feedback from all the people that you are connecting with. So student teachers have adapted very well. Now this is face to face and virtual. Once again, I would like to repeat that it was a myth. It was all in the mind, that if I don't take a class, if I don't see these students sitting in front of me, and I need to have a blackboard behind me or a whiteboard behind me, I need to be in the class, only then I can teach, only then they will listen. It's not true. This myth has definitely been busted in the last 8 months. We have experienced, and like yesterday, we said that we were the first university that went on, I would say we went full belt on online teaching, because we were already practicing it quite a lot, and we were using these kind of gadgets before. So it has been very successful teaching people online, because we have mastered all the operation, how to take the attendance, how to share PPTs, how to share recorded lectures. Also, the chat box has been made so well designed that students are able to tell us what they feel. So in 8 months plus experience, it has clearly shown, not only in Lovely Professional University, but also across the world, it has shown that everything and anything that we were doing offline, we can do it online. And like His Excellency was also saying yesterday, we need to really understand this very, very clearly in our minds. And when we are counseling students also, when they do ask us that, ma'am, when is the university opening? Ma'am, when am I going to come to the university? I tell them that the university will open as long as it is, once it becomes safe for everybody to travel and to everybody to sit together, we will definitely open the university. But my dear children, you need to understand that we will never in our lives go back to the same way of teaching and same way of mentoring and same way of delivering lectures, because the corporate world has also decided that we will never be the same again. It is going to be a mixture. It will now, from now onwards, from 2020 onwards, it will always be a mixture of digital, online teaching, online working, offline working, online. So whichever is most convenient, that is the methodology the world is going to follow. So it's absolutely necessary that we start preparing ourselves and we start preparing our students to recognize that from 2020 onwards, the world has taken, I can be bold enough, and at least I would say that it's taken cannot say a 360-degree turn, but at least it has taken a 90-degree turn. It's not even 45 or 75 degrees, it's almost taken a 90-degree turn. And what the skills we need to imbibe in ourselves also, if we are not that digitally sound, we need to practice how we can become better in using all the facilities, all the technology. So digital skills are very important. Life skills are important. Becoming a creative kind of person so we can use our resources, whatever we've got. Because here again, there is something going on that we can't keep on depleting all the resource of the world. We need to use the things that we have very creatively around us and also create some more. And adaptability and innovation. We have to keep on inventing ways to survive without depleting nature also. And excellent communication skills we must have, that whenever we are trying to share our ideas with people, share our thoughts with people, then we need to be absolutely clear that we are speaking correctly. So learning skills, literary skills, and life skills, those are the skills that as teachers and mentors we need to definitely at the back of our mind always keep these, that these are the three skills I need to keep on improving on, and I need to help my students to improve on. This will be the true, I would say, true test of a good teacher and of a good mentor and of a good human being as a social, towards the society, global society as a whole. It becomes our responsibility that we must imbibe those skills in all our students. So in this way I would like to conclude that as mentors positions the behavior of our students to make them successful so that they can successfully transition from high school to college and fulfill their dreams of having good careers. Constant feedback, please do keep on taking constant feedback, analyze the feedback, share the best practices in your organization with your colleagues, and improve mentorship programs. Please do work on mentorship programs and become true guide, mentor, and a support system for all the students. A robust mentorship model in lovely professional university has definitely helped us in making our students holistically developed. And we will see later on that so many of our students have gone and taken up jobs all across the world. So with that, I would like to thank you all for being a wonderful, interactive, such a wonderful audience. So thank you so much for sparing your time and being with us here today. Please, if I'm ready to take any questions. If you would like to ask any question, please feel free. You can type it in the chat box, or Quatra sir can read them, and I would love to answer any of the questions if any
Yeah,
one of you has any questions.
sure. And I guess that was a very, very insightful and purposeful sharing of thoughts. And again, like Ms. Malvinder Gill mentioned, that we are fortunate to be part of an organization that is very open and receptive and believes that the student feedback is of utmost importance. And also, the personal mentoring of students is what actually can be a skill that can be handed over to the student with all those strengths, areas of improvement, and of course, opportunities. The roadmap can be shown to the student only if we are sincere and committed enough for that mentorship. And very way back, we had a system of a relationship management. We call it an RMS. Again, that was also an online system where the students could, even the students' parents could put up a query or a suggestion or a feedback, and it was mandatory for us to get back to them within 48 hours. So these are some of the systems which we have been following here at our organization, and we have really learned from each and every effort of that. So such is the importance and essence of mentoring and feedback. And I'm sure Ms. Malvinder ma'am has done a wonderful job, and thank you to your entire team. Uh, Ravi sir, if you're around.
Thank you,
Yes,
sir.
Yes, I'm here, sir. Very much here.
Yes, sir. Can we talk about the attendance and the feedback link that we would be sharing with our august and esteemed audience?
Yes, sir, it's already been shared, sir. The attendance forms and the feedback form has already been shared. Let me just re-inform them, sir.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you so much, ma'am. Really very insightful. Thank you so much for the wonderful presentation, ma'am. Very, very
Pleasure, sir. Pleasure.
lot of things to learn. Very interesting, ma'am. Thank you so much once again. Bapak Ibu,
Most
kita
welcome.
udah kirim di lewat grup WA. Bapak Ibu, baru tadi kita udah dikirimin yang the attendance and the feedback form. Again, we request all of you all to please do fill the attendance and the feedback form. It is very important as per the policy of Lovely Profession University. So we request all of you all to please fill that up. Okay, Bapak Ibu, we I think we have around 5 to 10 minutes for question and answer session. If there's any questions, please do ask us. Ma'am is here. I mean, it's we are very fortunate that we do have time, and ma'am has the time also to answer those questions. So I request if there is any questions, please feel free to ask, and ma'am will be more than happy to answer
Yes,
this.
and we've already given you the privilege of you can unmute yourself. So you can just unmute yourself and ask the question.
Okay. Jadi Bapak Ibu kalau mau unmute dan mau omong langsung, mau tanya langsung atau mau kirim chat box, silakan Bapak Ibu. Bisa pakai voice atau bisa pakai chat box juga. Itu terserah Bapak Ibu. Silakan Bapak Ibu. Please go ahead. Ada yang Bapak Ibu ingin ditanyakan? Ada pertanyaan? Is there any other question?
Yes,
Me,
hello.
sir.
Yes,
Thank
Ibu.
you very much,
Hello,
Mr. Raffi.
Ya mungkin satu-satu aja ya Bapak Ibu. Jadi kita
Excuse me, sir. Thank you very much.
Ya, Bapak Ibu yang lain maaf di mute aja Bapak Ibu jadi semuanya bisa dengar. Terima kasih. Ya.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, Ibu,
Thank you,
silakan.
sir. Thank you, ma'am.
Can I say something?
Thank you so much for
Would
our
anybody
attention.
like
I
to ask
really
a
like about your material.
I will say the conclusion about the content.
Very satisfying.
May I
Yes,
say the
silakan.
conclusion?
Mungkin satu-satu aja ya Bapak Ibu. Let's do it one by one. Ya, silakan Bu.
Okay. The content is giving feedback. We ask to get feedback from the student, from the school. It's very important for us to improve our teaching, to know how good our teaching is and or how bad our teaching is. Yeah, that's very important to get feedback from student and from school. Thank you
Yes,
for the
very
information,
important.
ma'am.
Oh,
My pleasure.
hello.
Hello, yes,
Ya, silakan Pak.
I love you.
Suprajo.
Yeah.
I really
Okay.
love you.
Can I say something,
Yes,
sir?
yes,
Yes, please do. Please.
Pak Suparjo from Langkat, Sumatera Utara, not Sumatra.
Yes, Pak. Silakan Pak Suparjo. Silakan Pak.
Yeah, I say thanks for you all, and then I want to ask about the continue the lesson for the next time after the virtual disease. For example,
I can't hear you.
Yes, saya bisa mendapatkan nomornya ya. We can the number WA, and then we can learn more about it. Thank you.
Hello.
Ya, Pak Suparjo, kalau yang untuk pertanyaan Pak nanti kita kirim ya Pak. Kita kirim kontaknya, jadi Bapak bisa kalau ada pertanyaan nanti Bapak bisa dikirim dan mungkin kita usahakan untuk dijawabkan yang sama ya Pak. Jadi terima kasih.
Thank you.
Many of us were asking whether we will be distributing the content. So Ravi sir, please, you can tell them that it will be uploaded in the Wakelet, the presentation by the end of the evening, and also the session recording would be there for them to have an access.
Ya, jadi Bapak Ibu untuk yang PowerPoint presentasi dan juga recorded session seperti kemarin Bapak Ibu nanti kita dibagi ya Bapak Ibu, nanti kita dibagi. Kita perlu waktu sedikit karena itu kita mau dikumpulkan. Jadi tolong Bapak Ibu Ya, sebentar lagi nanti kita dikirimkan Bapak Ibu. So we will definitely share all the materials. Nanti kita dibagi Bapak Ibu. Yang recorded session dan juga yang PowerPoint tadi yang diberikan oleh Malwinder Gill. Right? Okay. Ada lagi Bapak Ibu yang mau ingin bertanya?
Yes. May I say something?
Yes,
please.
Yes, Ibu. Silakan, Bu.
Okay. Thank you very much. First of all, I want to say to Ma'am Malwinder Gill, it was so interesting and attractive material. I am really glad to have this session. Nice to meet you, ma'am. I'm Ritmawati from Pematang Siantar. Well, my question is, what can we do to overcome the problems that, which is we know that most of the students now are addicted on games that we can
I can't hear.
We'll repeat that, Malwinder ma'am.
Ma'am, I'll repeat, ma'am.
Do you want to type if you want to?
No, Ravi sir will retrieve that.
I'll help you, ma'am. Just a minute.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, I will repeat.
Yes.
How can we overcome the problem that most teachers maybe or parents face nowadays, that most of the children or students are addicted on playing games that we know it can disturb their concentration in learning?
Yeah, she's
very good
about the social media addiction that you were talking about.
Yes. Very, very common and a very, very good question, because this is not only question being asked by you, it is asked by 99% of the parents. How can we stop or how can we control tech addiction of our children? How can we stop them from spending so much time on gaming, or maybe watching videos, or maybe watching even, serials they watch. So there is a television series, they have to finish all the series. The one way that you can tell them is, number one, you need to ask them to log how much time they are spending. They will need to take that effort. So in case it is a child that you're talking about, you will ask them that put it on a piece of paper. How many hours in a day or at night are you playing games? How many hours are you playing, maybe watching series on Netflix, or whatever they are watching, and make a little column for them and say, can you tell me what is the benefit that you have achieved by playing this game and by playing this, watching this? If they are able to put a benefit, which I don't think that they can, this is an exercise we do with our students who come to us and tell us that we are tech addicted. Ma'am, I don't know, I can't leave Facebook. I have to reply to all the WhatsApp messages and I am spending so much time. They do tell us, they confess. So with them, we make them do an exercise that please tell us how much time you are spending and what is the benefit. Secondly, you need to tell them that addiction, to a certain extent, they will need to realize that it is an addiction and how much damage they are doing to themselves. They need to replace that with something else. You need to give them ideas of replacing that. And the mailers that I was talking about, this is a time to counsel them and tell them that they are losing sleep. And what is going to be the repercussion? That if they continue this habit, it's going to become a habit. And if they are ready, they can change the habit. What I can do is later on, I can share that there are YouTube videos on how to change habit. This has become a habit. They will need to change the habit. People say that they cannot change a habit, they can change the habit. It takes 21 days, but something else they will need to replace. So time management, changing habit, and also he or she, whichever the student is, the person is, needs to realize that what they're doing is not right. Because if they keep on arguing that what I'm doing, playing games, then also you need to show what is the future. You need to be very blunt. You need to show that if you keep on playing games all night, all morning, and you are addicted, you are not going to achieve your goal. You are going to go away. You cannot become a scientist just by playing video games, or you cannot do civil engineering. So sometimes it's a mixture of realization. Nobody has sat them down and realized. So it's very important to make them realize that what they are doing is not going to be the solution to the problem. It's called escapism. They're escaping from the real task and spending time doing something else. And the day will go and tomorrow the day will come. Or it's a pleasure. They get pleasure. So you need to give them some other thing out of which they will get pleasure. Maybe it's sports, maybe it is hobbies, something they will need to do to get the same kind of pleasure that they're getting out of the games. So that is the way.
Bapak Ibu yang nggak dipakai mikrofon, please mute yourself karena itu gangguin sesi semuanya. Can you mute everyone, sir? Because
thank you, ma'am.
Most welcome, most welcome.
Yeah, Sarabjit, can you mute everyone, sir, so that let them ask the questions and then we can do it.
Yeah.
Because someone is. Hello.
I think if you mute everyone, then there is a lot of background noise.
Hi. Excuse me.
Yes, Pak, silakan, Pak.
Hi, my name is Reza.
Yeah,
Can
Pak
you hear me?
Reza. Hello. Yes, Pak Reza, silakan, Pak.
Hello. I would like to ask questions related to the feedback, to the feedback that we are discussed previously. It's kind of practically, I believe it's kind of challenging for us to give the feedback, to implement the feedback as the evaluation, especially in the context of the students, because sometimes the students are not really eager to fill in the feedback evaluation that we provide to them. Even if they fill in the feedback evaluation, the thing is that they do not really fill it in the right way. I mean, like how they feel it, how they really feel it. They just do it as just finish the task. That's all. So, do you have any kind of like solution or ideas on how to lead the students or our colleagues to fill in the feedback evaluation that we provide them in order to make it in order to have a valid response from them? Thank you.
Lampu siapa?
Ma'am Malvinder? Ma'am, are you there?
Hello.
Yes.
Hello,
Yes.
Mrs.
Malvinder,
Malvinder.
ma'am, are you there, ma'am?
Malvinder, ma'am, you can unmute yourself. Well, again.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes. Great.
Time, please.
Whoever spoke to me just now, I would like to say that your English is very good and you have been able to tell me exactly what you feel. I'll tell you two reasons. Whenever you are asking for a feedback, before asking for a feedback, sometimes the students don't back because they feel that if I tell the teacher that you were too fast, your knowledge was not that good, I did not understand, the teacher will not like me and he or she will start cutting my marks. They don't have confidence that if I tell the truth to the teacher is going to respect my opinion. That could be one reason. Secondly, some people will keep on giving you false feedbacks just to praise you. Just to, yeah, teacher, you're doing very well. Everything was fine. What you need to do is before giving the feedback to the student or before sharing a feedback form, you need to be very open with them and say that I want your true opinion. What do you think? And put the kind of questions that did you understand the lecture that I taught you? Was the lecture long enough or short enough? So that confidence has to be built. You have to build confidence in your students that I'm going to share a feedback. Please answer the question correctly and honestly. It's not about you having to praise me all the time. And then you are going to analyze. But the confidence is very important. This is called appraisal also, that when we are talking to our team members and we say that today I'm going to have a meeting with you and I'm going to talk to you all about the way that you are doing your job, and also I'm going to give you some suggestions how we can improve those jobs. And sometimes they are ready to, and it's not about criticism, it is not about making you feel bad, it's all about improving. That kind of communication.
I think, yes, we have to build that culture. Just I would like to add on to what Malvinder ma'am said, that when we start asking closed-ended questions, which has either a yes or a no, so you get the essence of it also. So we can start designing the feedback with a mixture of closed-ended questions and also some
open-ended
elaborate ones.
Okay, one last question, Babaibu, one last question before we end the session.
Hello, it's me. Can I say something?
Yes, Bu, silakan. Silakan, Bu.
Rasmita, yeah.
Hello. To ask something.
Yes, please.
Ya, halo.
Give me time.
Silakan, Bu.
Halo.
Yes, please.
Halo.
Say the name who can say the name who ask, please.
Silakan, Bu. Ibu, silakan, Bu.
Suaranya. Gitu kenapa? Ini aja.
Which teacher here?
Bu Rasmita, silakan, Bu.
Hello. Something.
Ya, halo.
Hello.
Ya, halo.
Hello.
Hello.
I think we need to unmute. We need to mute everyone because it's not. Ravitha, are you there?
Yes, yes.
So I guess we need to. So let's mute because there are a couple of people talking and we are not able to understand whom do we call.
So we've done that. Let me do this.
Can I? Hello.
So Ravi sir, I've asked you, requested you to unmute yourself.
Yes, I have already done that. So thank you. Bapak Ibu, ada yang pertanyaan? Please just put your message in the group. Just say who would like to ask a question. Please put your message and we'll unmute you, please. Terima kasih. Who would like to ask a question? Sir, there's a question by name Ibu Risma.
Can you just spell
R-I-S-M-A.
Okay. Yeah, I've already requested her to unmute.
Ya, Ibu Risma bisa unmute, Bu. Terima kasih, thank you. Ibu Risma bisa unmute. Ibu Risma.
Yeah, she's risen her hand, but I think she's...
Sir, could you also just allow Ibu Desi, D-E-S-S-Y?
D-E-S-S. Yeah, I've also requested him to unmute.
Ya, Ibu Desi, silakan, Bu. Ibu Desi. Ibu Desi, silakan. So there's another one, Delnis, D-E-L-N-I-S.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, thank you, everyone.
Yep.
Hello?
Yes, yes, we can hear you. Yeah.
Hello?
Sir, please unmute.
Okay, you can hear me?
Ma'am, sir, please.
Okay. Ma'am, this is a question for Ma'am Malvinder.
Yes, please.
Yes. As you see, you said that there is a 4C in the 21st century skills. So I just want to focus in the critical thinking. So how to increase the sense of critical thinking as the one of the 4 C's of my students, because most of my students just accepting everything for the teachers without any careers. So how I stimulate them? Okay, thank you,
Okay,
ma'am.
very good question. Excellent question, because it's an area. Critical thinking is also called lateral thinking. Lateral means that what you need to do is give them some. I can okay. There are two ways of imbibing lateral thinking or critical thinking. One is a there is a way of thinking, what we call six thinking hats. It's called six thinking hats. That means what you will do is, I'll just give you a very quick example, that in case you tell a student that we have to do a project, and in this project today, you are for today, or maybe for this 1 hour, you are going to put on the hat of a manager, right? So today you are the manager. So everybody in that team you are going to manage. So that is one way. So he is going to then start thinking as a manager. He's not allowed to become a worker. He has to become the manager. Then in the next hour or something, he or she is going to say that now you're going to put on the hat of the worker. So you are going to take all the instructions from the manager. Then you are going to put on the hat. So it's called six thinking hats. You are going to make it. And in some scenarios, in school situation, what they do is they color the hats also. Again, this is a book by Edward de Bono, Edwardbono. Very important critical thinking. So, how to think differently? So, you can only think differently when you are put. So, the simple way of saying is put yourself in somebody else's shoes. Today, you are the train driver. Tomorrow, you are the passenger. Then, you are the ticket collector. Then, you are the accountant. So he's doing different jobs at different time. So every time he will learn to think differently.
Very true.
So that is how critical thinking is done, that you need to put, because sometimes I'll tell you what happens is, I tell the student when they are asking me a question, and I tell them, all right, so ma'am, I'm very depressed, ma'am, I can't do this and I can't do that. I only got 80% marks. Everybody is telling me, I think I've done so badly. I said, if your friend came to you and told you that I've got only 80% marks and I am always 95%, and today I'm so depressed, I can never study again, what will you advise your friend? You are the counselor. I am your friend and I come to you and I say, I've got only 80% marks. I'm feeling so bad. I'm going to leave my studies. I'm going to leave civil engineering. I will never get a job. What will you tell me? Ma'am, I will tell you, there is no need to get depressed, that you are doing perfectly okay. So I've switched positions. So sometimes it's better to switch the position. Tell the person to switch the position. And then they start thinking differently and they learn to think differently. That is called critical and lateral thinking, different way of thinking.
Right. And I'm sure when we adopt the simulation role play in our teaching,
yes,
we can help the student to develop different ways and the positions of thinking.
Exactly.
So you can try
sometimes
that.
You become the student, sometimes become the teacher. You can do a theatrical thing also. You
Absolutely.
can, it's like a theater. One day you are the king, then you are the, the server of the king, or you are the queen, or you are the joker, whatever you are in that play.
Right.
It's all about theater. It's all about changing positions.
Yes.
To encourage critical thinking.
Okay. Bapai, one last question, because I know there are many questions, but of course, we thank all teachers, their questions, and please remember, we would like to answer all the questions. Unfortunately, because of the limitation of time, we will not be able to answer, but we request all the teachers to please put your questions in the WhatsApp group. Please put everyone, we have 4 WhatsApp groups, Bapaibu. So please summarize it per group, and then please share it in the WhatsApp group, and I will definitely forward it to Malvinda ma'am, and we'll ask her response, and we will definitely have the reply. Unfortunately, we cannot answer all of them in the virtual space because of the time limit. Yeah, one last question, Pak Delnis. You would like to ask Pak Delnis? Pak Delnis ada?
Yeah, okay, thank you. I'm not Pa, I'm Ibu.
Sorry Bu, maaf, salah, maaf ya Bu.
It's okay, it's
Silakan
okay.
Bu, maaf sekali Bu. Silakan Bu.
Okay, yeah. Hello from Nias, Gunung Sitoli.
Oh, yeah.
First of all, I would like to thank all the committee of this event. What you have explained to us is very insightful and give, for me, especially it gives some a new perspective about how to be a teacher. Yes, that a teacher not only teaching, but yeah, sometimes teacher also have to be a mentor, have to be inspiring person, which is for me, it's very challenging, especially in the point of encourage the students. I've been teacher for 10 years so far, and I've been for 10 years also. I've been a homeroom teacher. I don't know if you have that kind of teacher in your school, like okay, so
yeah,
yeah,
ada Bu,
homeroom
something similar is there. It is there. Yes Bu,
early
silakan.
class, yeah, okay. So what I found very difficult until now is encourage students. I don't know, it is also because we in Indonesia, especially on Yas Island, I can speak, we have such a big class. Like for example, right now I have like 30, like a class of 30 students, even 36. So sometimes with this big class, I find it very, very difficult to facilitate everybody, to try to understand everyone in my class, to try to initially recognize their own problem. I know that they come to school with their own problem also from their home or environment. So what I found is, yeah, most of my students is less motivated. They don't have a good attitude, positive attitude at the school. And sometimes also it can get me very, very mad. So my question is, if I wonder if you can give some, maybe some insight of how to deal with this big class. Yes, maybe it is about our system also, education, but yeah, meanwhile, what should I do? You think, Miss Malvinder Jill? Thank you.
Malvinder ma'am, before you answer that, let me mention here that in LPU we have classes 60 to 120 students in a class.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, yes,
Really?
yes.
So,
I thought it's just me.
Oh.
Ibu Delnis,
You
so
know
we
how
are in the
much
same boat.
population in India?
Just
Yeah,
one
it's like
thought before
36.
Malvinder ma'am. Yes, the one thought before Malvinder ma'am takes over. We can try the buddy system or the mentor-mentee within the groups itself, student itself.
Yeah.
Malvinder ma'am, you can add on to that, please.
Yes, definitely.
Buddy system.
I can give you a real life example of this.
Yeah,
that when I had some students in my class who never used to wake up early in the morning, I used to always ask them, one question. They were all coming to my class, and I used to always ask for a 9 o'clock class in the morning. So they all used to come, and I said, why hasn't Ramesh come to the class? He says, ma'am, Ramesh is sleeping. I said, all right, so he's going to come late. I'm going to mark him absent. Anyway, Ramesh used to come after 5 minutes. Then I asked, I said, who lives in the room next to Ramesh? So the person said, Sudha lives. I said, all right, Sudha, from today, you are going to be marked absent if Ramesh does not wake up on time. No, ma'am, how can you mark Sudha absent because I am late only? I should be marked absent. I said, no. Now Sudha will need to wake you up in the morning. So from that day onwards, Sudha took on the responsibility and said that if you don't wake up, I'm going to be marked absent. You are so absent anyway, but you are going to make my attendance low. I will never be able to sit my exams, and I'm a very serious student. So please, Ramesh, wake up. So that is like a buddy system. And what it does is when you put responsibility on a particular person or a student, he start feeling very good. It's this taking away that I will do the job. I'm the only one who's going to get my, you'll be surprised that the buddy system. Neha ma'am, I'm in the middle of an international webinar. Just one second, all right.
Okay.
Okay. I'm doing it. Okay.
So this buddy system actually is puts on responsibility, like Malvinder ma'am said, and it gives a sense
Really
of
helps.
ownership. It gives a
Really
sense
helps.
of ownership to the person who does. So we're actually teaching them ownership, leadership, and again commitment, all these things, and they learn in a group. We call it group dynamics, peer learning. Yes.
And the other thing, just little bit, you know, this might sound a little this thing to you, but might sound a little odd. But the day we take up the job of a teacher, howsoever low we might be feeling, for the student, we always have to stay positive.
Absolutely.
We always have to put on that hat that now for this 1 hour or 2 hours, whatever is happening in my family, whatever is happening in my background, whatever is happening to myself, and I feel like being very, very mad, but I cannot afford to be. The day we take up this profession, we just have to put something, we have to put that steel jacket for that moment around our heart, around our mind, that for this moment in time, you know, we all have felt like this. And especially you can imagine that in our profession, we are listening to so many students who are always very stressed. So we cannot afford to be angry or rude or think otherwise for them. And after counseling them or telling them that, ma'am, really feeling good after talking, and I'm really going to. So how good do you feel after that? We just have to be motivated all the time, because our role is such in society. And I think most of us, we will be able to do that. We just need to. And then, like I said, sometimes we also need, that's why we have shared this meditation exercise, because we all need to calm ourselves down. After all, we are human beings. We do get affected by what's happening to us. So do these meditation, mindfulness, takes a little time, it will become a habit, and you will see your heart rate go down.
Absolutely.
It works. It really works.
It really does. Yes. So, Ravi sir, it's a time to wind up. And just there was one question, and I just want to refer to it. That what is the difference between feedback and assessment? So, all Bapa and Ibu, tomorrow we are going to take up this wonderful session on virtual assessment and evaluation, which would be answering your question, and it is going to be taken by none other than a globally renowned academician, educator, and a researcher, executive dean and lovely faculty of technology and sciences, Dr. Laviraj Gupta. So please bear with us till then. We would definitely be answering that question with lots of new insights. Ravi sir, all yours, sir.
Sure, sir. Yeah, thank you so much, Malvinder ma'am. Thank you so much for answering all the questions.
Namaste.
Namaste.
Yeah. Yeah, Bapa Ibu, the questions which have still, there are still many more questions. Unfortunately, we apologize. We are not able to answer all the questions. Jadi kita minta maaf ya Bapa Ibu. Bukan kita nggak mau dijawabkan, tapi maaf ini waktunya udah lewat. But again, I request all of you all to please put your questions in the WhatsApp group. Let's make a list of the questions. Because every question is important, and ini ada kesempatan ya Bapak Ibu, ini kan ada kesempatan. So let's prepare a list of all the questions, and please be assured we will ask Malvinder ma'am, and then we will share those
Sure.
we'll share those answers back to you all, right?
Sure.
Thank you so much, everyone. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, everybody.
So much,
thank you. Great.
And also one more thing, Baba Ibu, just as Sarabjit sir mentioned, session 1 was good. Session 2 was good, and believe me, Baba Ibu, session 3 is also going to be very good, because again, as Sarabjit sir mentioned, day 3 we are going to have Dr. Laviraj Gupta. Dr. Laviraj sir, a global academician, and believe me, his session is also very, very interesting. So please, we look forward to seeing you all tomorrow, the same time, jam 1:30 ya Bapak Ibu, jam 1:30 sama seperti hari ini. Right? So please take care, everyone. Please be safe. Sampai jumpa lagi, Bapak Ibu. And also please take some photographs. Please share with us. Maaf kita lagi sibuk sama administrasi. So please share some photographs. Kalau mau share di WhatsApp group, mau share di social media juga silakan, Bapak Ibu. You can tag Malvinder ma'am, you can tag me, you can tag Sarabjit sir, you can tag any one of us. Thank you so much. Terima kasih semuanya. Sampai jumpa lagi ya Bapak Ibu. Sampai ketemu lagi besok.
Goodbye.
Thank you. Namaste.
Namaste. Stay safe. Look after yourself. All right.
Yeah. Yap, jaga
Bye-bye.
kesehatan Bapak Ibu. Please take care of yourself and
You
best
too,
wishes to
sir.
you and your family.
Take
Terima kasih
care.
semuanya. Thank you. Terima kasih.